Вам видно, да, до сих пор меня?
Да.
Все, отлично.
Anytime.
I might have. Okay, just I don't know. I will solve something might work, something might not work. I think this one might work. If not, you're the myself. So, yeah, hello guys. So, today we're gonna go through some theory. We're gonna go through some talking, how to talk to people, and what is actual job about, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, what is first online marketing? So, there's such thing as my not working. Amazing. As traffic. I'm not gonna write much, just like keywords. So what traffic is? So traffic are basically all the people in the internet. Like if you join the web, that's it. You're the traffic. There's two types of traffic, so it can be relevant or it can be irrelevant. So, example, you have a casino, right? You want people to play online. So you're looking for relevant traffic. People who call casino traffic, who like to gamble, who like betting and everything. What happens in here, they don't know how to get it because they have a product and they need someone who is going to market it, who is going to reach to people. So those called, so here's advertiser goes to publisher. So publisher, this is us. Advertiser, this is the person like casino brand. So they come to us and they say, well, listen, we need people to play our casino. And we're like, okay, so you need the traffic. So this is like just for you to understand how it goes. When you work with people, there are different types of models of how do you get the traffic. So let's do that. Yeah, it's going to be CPA. This is the main model. CPA is cost per action. Is it okay if I'm just gonna say and you guys are gonna write? So I'm not gonna write much because it's not the biggest board.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Boris, if you have any questions, we can hear you, so I can hear you, and just tell me, okay? Boris? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just tell me if you have any questions, anything. I can hear you, so yeah, you can talk. So CPA, this is cost per action. What does it mean? It means when a person comes through the link to casino, crypto, or any other website, he makes some actions. Action can be a sale, can be a download, it can be putting money on the account or fulfilling the information. It's anything. But we particularly work with deposits. So when a person comes, so this is our CPA. When a person comes online to we're coming to this casino, works with the casino, and they want him to put, for example, $20 on the account. So when he registered, he can put a fake name, he cannot even fulfill his real details, but CPA comes with money. So it's usually they need to leave bank details or card, so they can pay. So again, what's happening? Here's a guy, right? Okay, everyone can see here's a guy. This is a casino, it's online. He comes to them and say, okay, I want to play. He can just give information, or they say, okay, give us $10 and you get, I don't know, 200 on your account. So what he does, he put details of the card in it, and bam, this is what we're getting paid for. What is happening afterwards, that's none of our business. So this is like sales, right? But with sales, you're still responsible for what is happening afterwards. here you don't care. Your job is to do this, and for you as a salesperson, as a marketing affiliate, you're responsible on getting all the information right of what they want in here. So now we're going to discuss a bit more what happens in here. Where do I put this thing? So CPA, right? We work just with deposits, so it's with money. Example, your client comes to you and says, I want to work, we call them models, by CPA model, right? You're like, okay, so there are different criteria of the vertical, of the type of the traffic they want. So there are such things as verticals. Verticals can be financial, can be gaming and adult. So what does it mean? Financial is forex, crypto, exchange, or I forgot the word. So anything that counts as financial. So, for example, it's not betting, it's not anything, like you understand. So, like for example, investment, putting money in, exchanging currencies, and so on and so forth. So, also binary also comes in here. Gaming is betting, then it can be casino, it can be tarot, and so on and so forth. Like anything that includes person playing a game. Adult, that's something we do not like work with. So like if you go to Pornhub and then there's adverts, this is adult industry. So but it also can be not just something like super mainstream, like porn or anything. It also counts as dating, as meetups, any kind of Tinder thing. Like sometimes Tinder can come and say, you know what, I need some advertisement. So this is an adult thing. You need to know it. Sometimes they have really good rates. We do have traffic for it, but we do not like working with it because the payers are low. Plus, usually Indians work with it, and we don't like it. Just understood that I should not say it, but okay. This is about verticals. Each vertical, so you need to know this word, vertical, because when you talk to people, I think I sent you the dictionary. I still didn't send you the dictionary. I'm going to send the dictionary of all the words that you should kind of know when you talk to people, but vertical is a really important thing. So when you ask a person, we need to get information from a person, you need to ask, which vertical are you at? Like, what is your offer about? So each vertical has different pricing. So Forex, as you understand, is the most expensive one because usually people earn like 2,000 out of there. So a person who deposits on Forex, binary, or anything else is usually $250. So this is we call it FTD. It's first time deposit, and it costs. So it's our rate, 250, and most of the people actually do work with it. And our rates for it goes from I'll say $450 to $750. What does that mean? First time deposit is how much a client deposits on account of our client. So as he enters the platform, $450 to $750. This is how much they pay us. So this money goes for traffic. It comes for you and also our technical support. So this is usually the rates when we're talking about CPA. And we do have, they change all the time, like every single day. It's like, well, it's like crypto. It always changes like this. So we're updating it. I will send you I think I still didn't send you any of you, like the previous team I did, the list of pricing, like that goes per each vertical, per each geo, and so on and so forth. So when you're going to be working with people, you look at the tables and like, okay, I see, like this is a normal price. Sometimes they give you pricing. Sometimes they say, oh, you know what? For Italy, we're paying $600. And you're like, okay, let me check if we're okay with this. You go to the tablet, you say, it's $600 in the span of how much we're like charging. You can still ask me, $600 okay? I check through our system really quick, what was updated today, and say like, okay. So this is something that you always should check like with me, because it's all the time changing. Okay, so this is, okay, I'm gonna look at this one. This is CPA. I'm gonna leave it in here, CPA. Now, this is the first model. And there's another model called CPL. So what is it? Maybe you've heard, like in the last few years, lots of people were talking about leads, and there was in sales as well, like cold leads, warm leads, so on and so forth. So there's actually a model called CPL. When CPA is an action, so we don't sometimes not always get the personal information of a person. CPL is completely different. People don't pay money, they don't have any deposits. Clients pay just for personal information. So, what it can be like name, age, usually, where you live, location, anything. Like how many children you have, like if it's some game, how many children, dogs, lovers, anything. So, any personal information. Here, you need to know one rule for the future, that our company replaces 100% invalid leads. Invalid means that if the name is fake or email is fake, we replace it. This is not on you, this is just for the future. If a person tells you, you know what, I checked those 10 leads out of 100 and those 10 leads were not good. Like, I can't contact people. We're like, perfect. You address to me, I address to technical department. You do nothing to do like with technical part, also remember this. But you should know that we do replace the leads. So that's something like, we give you 200, 100 is invalid, it's not our problem. No, this is something you should remember, and when a client says saying you something, please do address it. So CPL rates usually go like from 10 to 25. So we talked about the verticals. So look, adult is the lowest one. So this is if we move like on the spine to 10 to 25. Adult. Here comes gaming in the middle, and here's financial. So financial is always the most expensive one. Also, the pricing sometimes changes. Here, it's not just so here it's not really depending on the market much. It depending on the landing page, and landing page is we call it LP. I'm sorry, I'm gonna write it down. LP. So it's landing page. Landing page. Landing page is something that a client, well, like a customer of our client, sees first. I'm gonna show you examples a bit later. So when you have you ever seen like those advertisements of, I don't know, win something or play casino? And when you click on the link, it shows you the link with like fulfill your personal information or it's your chance to win something. Even scammers, they do use like those, it's called LP landing page. The first thing that you see. So CPL really depends on landing page, also a bit on the market, and you're gonna have the approximate prices for each vertical or anything that I'm gonna give you, but also this is something, the pricing, we're discussing together. Plus, if you see the client, this is a small thing, if you see that the client is not a network, it's actually a private client who just can't afford, for example, 600, but he says like, I can't do 500 though, even with CPL. And you're like, okay, you know what? Let me have like what I can do for you. So you ask him to send you all the landing pages and everything. So you analyze it, and if you yourself see that you are actually properly talking to a client, and he's like normal person, you say, okay, you ask me, I'll have a look and say, okay, you know what, we can do 500 for him, even though maybe we can do 450, so we're more flexible with it, because we leave every single month for our company the allowance, for example, like it can be 10,000 that we can allow to cut the pricing, because we're not going to lose much. So we all the time leave the spare budget that we can allow our clients to go lower than average. So it's okay, if you don't just go 600 I told you, no more or less. It's okay, you always can discuss it with us. So it's regarding LP. Yeah, and another word that you should know called creatives. Like I said, this is a really important thing that you should ask for while you're talking to a person and seeing that everything's going good with it. Creatives are LP, so landing pages, banners, anything that is connected to advertisement. So if you have, so imagine that Damon has a supplement company and he wants to advertise it. So he has some banners, like a woman standing like this and advertising it, then has a video, has a landing page, also has some emails already prepared that they want to send to people. So you ask people to send you their creatives. And you'll have a look through them if they look fine, because if the offer, is shit, even a good traffic will convert badly. So we can work with it, we don't care, we're still gonna give them these, but we want it still to be okay. We don't want some shitty offers to deal with. I'll see a lot of that, for sure. Some of them, I'm gonna show you some examples that just you don't understand how people even do that. But anyway, so creatives is a really important word as well.
So it's up to us, send us your stuff, and if I go no, this is not gonna do well for us.
No. Okay, I think I'm missing this one. No, even if the offer is shit, for you to understand you're gonna see lots of them, but you think about yourself. Because if you're gonna sell that shit, yeah, then you get money for it.
That's what I was thinking. Even if it's it could be better.
We still will deliver them. This is the thing.
Right.
Even if the offer is the shittiest one, because we have super good traffic that we work with big companies, and then this is the middle traffic. This is a new program for us because every affiliate has 3 types of traffic. So I call them black traffic, which is the worst one, the one that converts, but it goes usually for porn, because no one wants to give them good traffic. Then there's the red traffic, which is right now, this is our program for red traffic, where sometimes people are going to be happy with it, sometimes people are going to be happy with it, because offers are not that great. I mean, I'm sorry, where's Snapchat, where's Skype, and where's H&M, Zara that we're working with, right? It's white traffic. And where's some casinos? So it's a bit different. And then there's white traffic, which is, it's actually super cheap for some reason. So red traffic is the most expensive one, like the one that we're working with right now, because it is easy to find traffic for good offers, even for good casinos. You find traffic like this, like bang, everyone wants to do that. But with Red One, like it's really hard. And getting out of red zone for lots of companies, lots of offers, is also pretty hard. So this is just to educate and for you to understand what are you working with. People might be happy, people might not be happy. That's just, it doesn't matter for you. So you're selling, and then if there's a problem, we're dealing with it as because well, you don't work with traffic itself, so it's no risk. Just if you fuck up something, obviously it is yours. Anyway, so continuing, yeah, so that was CPL, and then there's CPM, which is cost per mile. Mile is 1,000 leads, clicks. So we work with it. Some people do still work with it, but some just for you to understand, if someone's gonna ask you about it. So our pricing comes from $1 to $1.5. This is our pricing for CPM.
Per click? Or?
No, per 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, per 1,000. So they pay like 0.5 per 1,000 because it's per mile. Also, there's CPC, cost per click, and people don't work with it anymore. But sometimes you see like old school people who say, I need some clicks, and then just address it to me. So this is going to be more to practice. Also, I want you to understand that the zeros you're hearing right now is for you just to understand. Because when you start working with it, it's just completely different. I remember I started working and people just use so confusing words. I knew more than them, even though they're working with it for quite a bit. Because people they're still people. It's B2B, so it's business to business. Because those people who you talk to, they don't give fucks. Like, if their company's gonna lose 2,000 or something, they don't care. If our company you're gonna lose, like, it's not affecting us either. But obviously we encourage you to do good and not lose money. But for them it's worse, so it's okay. This is what is about CPM. Then I'm just gonna get rid of this one. Geos. So geos is the word that we use for geographical location, and there's 3 types. It's Tier 1, Tier 3. So what is the difference? Tier 1 is the best one. So the countries with the greatest, with biggest GDP, countries with the highest life rates, or the wealthiest people, and the calmest one. This is Tier 1. This is Nordic. This is English-speaking countries, most of them. There's loads and loads of them. I'm gonna give you the list. Don't worry. Like, you're gonna have it. Tier 2 is like Ukraine. It's Asia. It's I think there's all European countries are Tier 1 for sure. Then there's LATAM. LATAM, this is something important that you should remember. It's Latin American countries. And they love gaming industry. You don't know how much money they spend on tarot cards. I don't know if someone still uses them, but apparently they do. So LATAM Latin American countries. And Tier 3, we don't usually work with them, because those are like, African countries, Somalia, then there's countries like Arab countries, Syria and so forth. Like, you can't really get at them because people do not have computers. So when someone asks you to work with Tier 2, if the payout is good, you're like, okay, but if the payout is not that good, you say, I'm sorry, but we do not work with it. So, and then we don't work usually with Arab countries because they have too many restrictions, but we work with GCC. This is only Arab countries we work with.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, like those Arab countries which have money and internet access and everything.
Do we work with China?
We do work with China. They have their lowest payouts ever. I don't know because
the internet is very restricted. I thought it would be like a problem.
No, it's not.
Oh,
no.
awesome.
It's the thing is there's just so much entertainment offline in China and online as well within China. So for them, when they ask for traffic, like their CPA can be $5, and you look at them and you're like, you're crazy. Like, what are those $5? There's nothing. CPL costs more, and they're like, well, and that's it. And you're like, no, guys. So usually people don't work with Chinese. We don't like to work with them. No one, because it's just small money and why to waste your traffic on it. But sometimes they get pretty good ones if they work worldwide. So, but they're fun. They're fun. I love Chinese and work with them. Usually Ukrainians, by the way, like they represent Chinese traffic. It's fun as well. You're gonna meet quite a bit of Ukrainians, some Australians for sure, and there's Americans, lots of Jews as well, but they're fun. What we stopped on. I said about Arab countries. Yeah. So and about tires. So when people ask you, right, about which geos do you work with, they mean, okay, which tires can you provide me? People want just this tire. Like 100% tell you that because this is the highest one. This is the biggest competition on the market. So we are actually specializing in it.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone wants from tire 2, you say like, yeah, we can get it for you, but usually focus on tire 1 because we actually have the best traffic from there, and also this is the biggest payout. Plus, you understand it's for you, it's better. And well, tire 2, we just don't like working with it. Even though there's not much people like want it, but when they want it, you're like, I'm not sure you can get much people in Brazil, to work for, like there's so many girls in there. So it's just thinking of understanding who wants what. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really a straightforward person. Okay, so this is water tires. So we are usually specializing in tire 1. When they ask you what you can provide, usually just say tire 1, unless they say they need tire 2. So we're just keeping the traffic for tire 2.
Sorry, what is tire 3?
Tire 3, Tire 3 is like...
You said about 1 and 2.
Yeah, so don't even say about tire 3 as well. Like, just don't. It's just for you to know that we do have it. But ourselves, we don't say it because it's kind of lowering. Yeah, so everyone has it, but it's lowering the how people look at you. For example, if you go and say, oh, I have I have Lexus and it's Skoda Fabia. Like this is how it works. So you better don't say that you have Skoda Fabia. Just say you have Lexus. That's it.
Okay.
So, just if they ask you, okay, yes, we do have it. Let me have a look. But we do have all the traffic because we have lots of workers that work every day. So, don't just rush and say, oh yeah, we do have traffic. Be like, give me a moment. I'm gonna go to check for you. What do we have and stuff like that. Because, it's just really, really weird industry that I still don't know how people earn money in it. Myself, I'm trying to understand. I know how we are earning money, but how that people earn money, our clients, I know the guy who's like earning millions on it, and I don't know how. I didn't figure out at all. But the guy is like, traveling, doing lots of stuff. There's lots of conferences for affiliate marketing managers, and yeah. By the way, if you like grow in the future, like we go to abroad to affiliate conferences, and it's pretty nice if you can communicate with people. You're keeping the company. So anyway, we're gonna continue with. Okay, yeah. Then such thing as CR. CR is conversion rate. Conversion rate. So what is this? It means, for example, we send 150 leads, for example, and then just so about 5% of them converted into the into casino or anything. So remember, right? Leads is information. So we give them leads, which are really nice, and then they start calling, contacting those people afterwards, and then 5% out of those converted. Usually, so for financial, our conversion rate is 5 to 6%. For casino, like it can be 5, but they're so different all the time. So here we don't quite know. This is like the average we can get. On adult, I don't even know because we don't much work with it. This is something, conversion rate, what your site wants, so your client wants. He can ask you, what is your conversion rate? And you'll be like, well, conversion rate, it's up to 10%, so it's true, up to 10%, even 12 for our best performing offers. But as we never worked with you before, you can expect about 5 to 6%, which is also true. Plus, I'm just giving you a trick of how to get out of the situation. Because sometimes, again, the offers are so shit, they perform 4% or 5%, even though it's still good. Like 0% is the worst. And we didn't get it still, and I'm happy. But 5, 6. But you want to avoid this question. Because if they have the most terrible campaign, if they're scammers themselves, and if you, for example, if our technical department, when started working with them, he didn't see that they're actually scammers because we can track it. So if we didn't see that they're scammers, you're not gonna get it. But if you in the contract wrote down that we guarantee CR to them, we're kind of screwed.
Right.
Because if we're not gonna deliver them CR they want, then they are first of all getting, they can get us to the court, and also we will be delivering this traffic to them for the rest, I don't know, of our company. So, for example, they ask 5 FTDs, right, first time deposits. They scam in 1 year. We still can deliver them, and it's going to be 5 FTDs. On what? We each month give them 500 leads, right? So what is happening each month? We're wasting 500 leads, which we're not going to be able to use. Multiply by 12. Imagine how much money we add. And for example, it's going to be the cheapest lead, right? 10. So each month, this is how much we lose. So avoid the question of conversion rate. If they ask you, you don't say, you never ever say, you're gonna have 5%. You say that our offers, like the most we're working with, on average. So they know. They also know that we can't promise them. So normal people, they say like, okay, but if you see the person start shouting like, no, you need to promise me, like, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. Like I can redirect it to someone else, because this is usually people who want to scam, and they're gonna put pressure on you in order to get like this money. Because afterwards, what they do, they resell this stuff. So we are avoiding this question about CR. What we're not avoiding is CR guarantee. It's not the same as previous one, something that we want. And it's all the time if you're working with CPA. So if you're working with CPA, you always need to ask about CR guarantee. I'm gonna show you in the contracts how do you write it down. I'm gonna explain what is it now. So when we work with CR, with CPA, we want our CR guarantee be on average 3 to 5%. 5% is gonna be awesome. If you get it, it's all good. If the rates are normal, if it's 450, 750, then you want about 3%. If the rates, they can be actually lower, so they can be $180, then you obviously want CR up to 20%. I'm gonna explain now why. CR guarantee helps us to go from CPA to CPL. So imagine that we are delivering to the company and we have a contract for 5 FTEs, right? And we have 3% guarantee. Something is happening. This is not it's not our fuck up, but this is the fuck up of the offer. So the offer is not good. No one wants it because it looks bad. It's terrible. It looks like scam. So we say, okay, we do have CR guarantee. So what we can do? So imagine that one FTD costs $500. He, because we have 3%, so we do with him. Oh, sorry, let's do that. 3. It's gonna be easy for him. So what he needs to pay us is 3. It's $100. Out of those, we say we're gonna just send you leads. So let's say 100 leads. We're sending at 3%, right? So for this one, we're gonna send him about 300 leads instead. So this is something that we're counting ourselves afterwards, so you don't really do anything with it. But for you just to understand that CR guarantee is something that helps us to go from CPA to CPL. So just to send him those leads. Never close a deal without CR guarantee. If you don't have CR guarantee, it means that if the company's offer is really, really bad, and out of those 3, we can't deliver, for example, 1, at all, it means that we can continuously deliver him this lead for a year, for 2, and we cannot really break the contract sometimes. So this just helps us if we, for example, deliver 2, if we can't deliver 1, we can send him some leads at 3% rate. So this is always try to please close with our guarantee. You have a question?
So leads are better than doing the FTD?
Not really. It's not like you should care.
Right.
Well, I use it for myself. I used to care about leads more, but it's so much. I never closed in CPL. I closed once in CPL. I think so. Okay, in the last months. Before I did close, but I know more about FTD.
Right,
So it's so weird. Because you anyway can switch to CPL. It's just CPL is sometimes bigger payouts. Obviously, we ourselves, okay, do you prefer to give me just information about the person who might pay me, or would you like to give me a person who will pay me right now?
Second option.
No, but if you need to give me this, will it be easier for you to find a person who wants to pay right now, or a person who you gonna give?
Yes, okay, understand.
So we obviously like to work in CPL, like this is like the dream come true. But lots of people work in CPA. So
Right.
So if you closing on CPL is great. I like it. So you on average, we're gonna come to test right now. The CPL is the best option. You can get also for yourself, and sometimes the payouts are the same. It's just people for some reason do not value information. They want already someone to pay for it. Like I used to a lot fight for it, being like, listen, but we really do have good information. Like people are usually paying. Conversion rate are really good. But I stopped fighting because it takes so much energy of like pursuing people and be like, stop being an asshole, like it's still gonna earn me money. So it sounds like that. I think we do this one. Boris, are you with us? Hello? Boris,
Yes.
you're with us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just checking. One moment. Okay. I didn't understand that I'm drinking Red Bull and I'm trying to catch the breath because it's energetic. It's getting worse. Anyway, so this is all the theory that we're supposed to go through. So, any questions right now regarding theory? No? No? Борис, вопросы?
No questions.
Huh?
No questions.
Okay, cool. Talking. So we're gonna look through some examples today with you. Also, you're gonna practice yourself a bit. Yeah, you will be able to do them on computer, by the way, if you want. So the things that we should, how the conversation approximately goes. Like right now, I'm gonna give you the plan of you to understand, like in your mind, what should you go through. The first one is obviously welcome. Welcome is not like welcome to our company. It's nice to see you. No, it's not this way. You're not a topless girl who's welcome in the casino. No, you are a person who is saying, usually people do ask, how are you? This is the polite way that I hate so much.
English-speaking countries, we're the worst, aren't we? We don't care. I go to a supermarket back home. You go buy some food, like, hey, how are you? And they're like, yeah, good, thanks. You're like, good. And then you walk out, like, I don't fucking care. It's like, it's wasting my time.
That's true, yeah. So this is something, when you work with Ukrainians, I have this girl with whom she fucked up like 5 times our contract. So, like, I was just like, I don't need your money. Like, I don't fucking care about this percentage. I just want you not to work with me anymore. And we had the worst conversation ever because she was like, I'm asking her, hey, how are you doing? And she's immediately changing the status. I hate questions, how are you? And I'm like, oh my god. So I said sorry for that. And she was just like, just never ask me again. So every single time we have a conversation, I don't fucking know how to do that. Because, like, really, hey, how are you? It's an amazing way to approach people. Even though if you don't care, but sometimes, it helps. So, also,
like if you don't do this to people from English-speaking countries, they think you're a terrible person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's so weird. You don't even have to. You just say good. That's it. You're just like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and thank you, and always say thank you. It's like,
everything.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah. So what you say is, okay, let's have a small conversation. Hey, how are you? I'm good.
You? Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
Good. You say good like
Thanks.
4 times, and then it's everything's good.
You, I mean, like, I'm gonna write a shortened form, but you understood me.
Mm.
So, that's good. Also, afterwards, okay, wait, I'm gonna change it because. Oh, perfect. So afterwards, we need to approach somehow a person, right? So, for example, sometimes when you already work on the website or when you already people know you, this is approaching you because you understand this is not your account. There's lots of mutual friends. There's like, for example, I receive like 20 emails and I just hate answering them. I receive lots of messages and I'm just like trying to cool down and writing myself. So the strategy changes. But on the first stage, you need to approach. So approaching, we're going to talk about NLP a bit right now in order to move here, okay? So, this is something I brought from Kiev. And guys, it does work, and I closed the deal in 5 minutes with 5 questions, and I'm happy. So, NLP, it's neuro-linguistic programming. This is something that helps you to program a person. So, manipulation, amazing thing, love it. An example, never talk yourself. You know how psychologists, they try to approach you to talk, right, and to make you talk? How do they do that? It's just 2 simple questions. Is what? And how? If you say person, like, I'm just gonna move it. If you say person, for example, David, right? I'm saying, hey, do you need traffic? Because we're selling traffic. Or, hey, we're affiliates, we're selling traffic. Do you want to look at it? Or I'm saying, hello, we're affiliates. Or you don't even say this and say, how would you like us to talk about traffic? So what you do, what I just did, I didn't say already, like, let's do this. I gave him a choice. So I'm telling you, how would you like to talk about it? Or what do you think about the fact that we discuss a possible partnership? So a person was really thinking like, okay, do I want to do this? Oh, okay, yeah. So what and how questions. Those are 2 that you can use, and I'm already like going there and trying to use it more because I just learned it. But I liked it, seriously. Like, I'm happy. So an example of that, when a person doesn't want to, okay, no, we'll move from this one and we'll get to the question I want to give an example on. So what and how? Approaching. So how would you like us to discuss possible partnership, for example? Partnership, I'm just gonna shorten it. So, and here the person is telling me like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, I don't mind. So you can welcome, right? You can also introduce yourself. You can introduce yourself in the very beginning, or you can send those friends requests, right? We all know those friends requests. This is all the time different. Some people want just to see, add me to your friends list. Sometimes you can approach and say, by the way, you can lie about it because we got contacts from different conferences. But I do sometimes say, hey, I got your contact from the Berlin conference, like had it for a while already. How are you doing? So people react on this as well. So you can say, I had your contact for a while already, or I got it from somewhere. this is what I use, my personal thing. No one uses in the company, just me. Because I have people giving me contacts from the conferences, even though I didn't attend them. But I'm a person who goes to conferences. So I'm approaching this way. And sometimes people say, but I wasn't there. Like, stupid situation. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I didn't get it from you, but someone, like, we were exchanging databases. Like, it's an honest thing. When you're honest with people, people do believe you. Sometimes you don't need to tell them where you found them. Sometimes you should. So it's just different. Afterwards, so when you approach them and say, yeah, let's do that, and then you talk about offers, right? So when you start talking about their offer, you need to ask about their vertical. Remember, right? It's which vertical, it can be Forex, crypto, anything else. Geos. Model. And the last one, the most important one, payment terms. So on vertical, when you're approaching person, so sometimes they will ask you, so there's two ways. They are asking you which vertical you're working with, or you should ask it. So again, coming to the what and how questions is, what vertical are you working with? Or what about, then we come to geos. How would you like us to start with tier 1 countries? So you see, like, you kind of don't give him a choice. You already put an idea of working just with tier 1, but at the same time, you give a choice to a person like, how would you like to do that, huh? I really care about your opinion. I really want you to do well, like this thing. When we talk about the model, it's also what model would be more comfortable for you to work with, right? So try to use those work and how questions and see if they work for you. So when you went through all of this, right? So here, this is 1, 2, 3. The fourth thing, share creatives. I'm so disorganized sometimes, I'm sorry. Creatives. If you do remember, creatives is banners, is everything. It's something that helps you to evaluate. So it helps us also to evaluate. And here we do a small trick. Creatives do influence how much does the campaign cost, but you just make a trick of telling them this. In reality, you don't even give a shit how do they look, because we afterwards evaluate it and we put the traffic that is most suitable for them. But what you're doing here, they say to you and ask why do it. Sometimes they ask, why do I need to share them? It's like, I need to evaluate your campaign in order to see how well it's going to perform with our traffic. Plus, they know that it influences the price. So in reality, you really don't care, because again, this is what we're doing. You need to ask. After you ask about model or geos or in vertical, you're asking to share it.
And so this also kind of back up the whole, like, I can't promise you anything because what you do.
Yeah. So you're kind of saying that, okay, now I need to evaluate your campaign. And this time you usually look through it at the same time, make yourself tea, go to the bathroom, take a shit, come back, and that's it. So you know what? Yes, I evaluated it. Which in reality you don't do this. This is online marketing. Welcome to it, because there's people also sit and do shit. And here's everything is about the performance and how do you present yourself. So some people do know that this is all doesn't work, but this is a small trick for you of making it look that you're doing really well. Plus, also people, they do sit at home right now, because I've seen a lot of people in the last 2 months moving, stopping working with managers in the offices. So they close the office because it's just Like seriously, it's not cost efficient to have an office of managers because for months ago there was a really bad situation in the market. So probably there's another girl sitting right there in her pajamas and working. Sometimes it's actual company, sometimes it's not. So you can just pretend you're in the office. It's all okay. So we are planning to get it, but we'll just see how for you guys it's gonna go. That's it. So anyway, share creatives somewhere in the middle of the conversation, and then we go to payment terms. Payment terms. They want postpay, which means they receive traffic, they pay afterwards. We want prepay, which means they pay us, we give the traffic. Tricky thing about it. We don't mind working with postpay. It's fine with us. It's actually super fine with us. With our clients, like if the client comes back to you, it's okay. Like just say, man, postpay, net 7, net 14. So yeah, by the way, postpay, they say net, and the number in here, like 7, 13, 14. So it means how many days they're gonna pay us. With a prepay, okay, so example, they do postpay. They say, let's do net 30. You do this net 30, and what is happening, they receive the traffic, and then they say, we didn't get it. They closed the link, they closed everything, and we're screwed. So, and then they're paying for us, that's all. There's lots of people run away, like they run away afterwards and they never pay you really. Or for example, you had a contract for 7,000, but you actually received just 1,000 out of it and they never called you back. So in order not to have a one-night stand who promised you a relationship, you don't do this. Just if you worked already with the client. Prepay. So lots of companies do not want to work with it because again, months ago there was a really bad situation from both sides. And right now we switched to prepays. And if you think this is just our company, no, that's not true. They know that every single person they talk to every single day does just prepay. But they are screening people, so scammers screen people who can do postpay, and then from our side there are also people who are screening who they can scam with a prepay. So this is actually the most crucial part for you guys, to build the trust fund. Those what and how questions actually can help you out with this as well. When you give a person a situation of one, like you care, and so on and so forth. So how to get to this position? So a person can say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do the prepay, we always do the just postpay. You should understand that it's sometimes okay. There's such things as networks. By the way, we're not a network, we're affiliates. So networks is like a website, a group that keeps also affiliates together, and they're like a connection between advertisers and publishers. So obviously those guys want the postpay from both sides. They take the prepay from advertisers, but they take the postpay from publishers like us. We do work with them if they agree on our conditions. We do have actually some contacts, and like you're gonna practice a bit, and I have some contacts that will like work with you already. If you do well, like you can close them for 6,000, 4,000, like it goes well. But if they say, I'm sorry, but this is our condition, like I cannot change it, it's a normal manager sitting there, and probably with a lower level than you are in the company. So just let it go, because contacts are infinite, like they're infinite. It's okay. We like the policies always change, so just leave it. Don't worry. Like don't just grab the contact like that. There's one thing. If a person you already said like sorry, we do the prepay and stuff like that, But if the person is already like still talking to you, I'm sorry, you still can pursue him somehow or her. So I don't know how it is for guys to work, but I started working from a guy like from Nick's account right now because he's on the way and I need to cover him up a bit. So sometimes for guys it's actually like guys trust guys more. I was really surprised. Girls hate each other. Like seriously, girls, Indian girls are the sweetest. But they usually don't do prepaid. But if you're a guy, you're approaching a girl, I don't know, you can find some nice words to her, like to have communication. Because never forget there's B2B, but there's person to person still. So, as what about prepaid, and here you can be gentle. Like sometimes when I see that I cannot do this with a person, like we can't do prepay, I say, okay, you want to have a phone call then, or like a video call. Sometimes it does help. It helped me to close a few times because people do want to trust. Sometimes, unfortunately, not really. People say still like no. Sometimes people say like, okay, I want to do this, but I want to have a meeting. Here is a really, really, really tricky thing. So meeting, right? This is like the condition. I can meet, right? I can meet someone in Ukraine. There's people in Israel as well. But I want you to know that it is possible. But do not pull this card out much, okay? Pull it out, like ask me first and send me the contact. Because some of them we already met, or some of them, it's still privacy. For example, online marketing is some like people change their names, they don't use their real faces or whatever, because if something happens, you don't want some Indian dude chasing you, like, because I do have a problem, for example. One guy from my company gave a it's just an example for how it happened. One guy gave a contact of me to a guy with whom they had a really big contract, so I needed to contact him and talk. And this asshole gave my personal phone, Telegram, and it is like has my name on it, like the full name and everything. On Skype I do have it as well, but you can't really find me on Facebook or anything. So what this guy did, he found me on Facebook, like via phone number. He found me everywhere, and he was he was catfishing me because I'm a girl. Like every single day, I blocked him and everything, and I tried to make like at least deal with him. But the company lost the deal because I said I'm not dealing with this, and the guy said like fuck him, like don't even care. But the guy fucked up. Like no one is gonna say anything like for you. There's no like you're not gonna pay for your mistakes. Let's say like this. It's okay because we don't like to give like how put it наказание.
Punishment.
Yeah, so financial punishment to people. This is why we have allowance. So if you fuck up, we have allowance. But again, we don't want to lose money. So about meetings, please contact me before. There are some locations where we have offices and we can meet people. But this is just like if you see that everything goes perfectly good. But if it's for 1,500, it's a test usually. Debatable, but still no, because it's like the lowest amount we go with. This is what I said about meetings. Afterwards, I wanted to say, do you want to have a small break, like 5 minutes? Do you need anything? Because okay, give me 5 minutes, because I need to. We'll go to the bathroom and come back. Does anyone want water?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We have 5 minutes.
Mm. What are you looking for? Oh, there's one over here.
Oh.
Может, вышли уже? Там мужской еще есть.